Hey everybody, so welcome to another episode of Mujer de Éxito Unbounded, Woman of Success Without Limits. I am your host, Marti Angel, and yes, I'm playing with a microphone right now. You are watching me live on the Coach Marti Angel YouTube channel, and I am just so incredibly grateful for each and every one of you. So today, ahora on the Mujer de Éxito Unbounded podcast, today we're actually discovering how to set goals and 3 diverse approaches. I really believed in setting goals. I don't always believe in setting smart goals, ¿verdad? Hay muchas maneras diferentes de hacer nuestras metas, llegar a nuestras metas y todo eso. So today on the Coach Marti Angel YouTube channel, if you're just joining me now, thank you so much for being here. Reminder that if you're watching me live on the Coach Marti Angel YouTube channel, please subscribe, hit that bell so that every time I go live, you are aware of it. You know it. And if you know another mujerpreneur that needs to hear these tips, these tricks, or be inspired by the stories of my guests, then please make sure to share. But welcome. I am your host, Marti Angel, and welcome to the Mujer de Éxito Unbounded podcast show, the on-the-go podcast for mujerpreneurs who dare to dream big and aim high. Like I said before, yo soy Marti Angel, and in today's episode, I am going to help you explore the essence of goal setting, but with a twist. Because everybody knows that goal setting helps you achieve the goals, and the likelihood that you're actually going to achieve your goals when you set the goals and write them down on a piece of paper is at least 50% higher than if you didn't write them down, right? But we also know that not everybody writes their goals in the same way. No todas hacemos las metas o las escribimos de la misma manera. No todas estamos siempre al tanto de las metas en escribirlos. So today, we're going to dive into 3 diverse methods tailored to the dynamic mujerpreneur. Gracias por estar aquí. Okay, so let's get to it. Whether you're just starting out or scaling to new heights, these strategies that I'm going to share today are designed to empower your journey. So let's get started. Let's start with why in the world, Marti? Why is a goal and why is setting a goal so crucial? Well, como ya sabemos, like we know, mujerpreneurs, we navigate a unique landscape that blends business acumen with personal growth. You know, setting goals isn't just about achieving business milestones. It's about personal development. It's about overcoming challenges. It's about realizing our full potential as we set these goals so that we can significantly impact our journey toward our success. Es muy importante que sepas que del modo en que tú pones tus metas, en que creas un camino a llegar a tus metas es muy diferente. Cada una de nosotros no le hace que estemos en la misma industria, va a ser diferente para todas nosotros. So your first approach, let's talk about the first approach. I call this first approach of setting goals the visionary dreamer. I am a visionary dreamer. This method of being the visionary dreamer is perfect for those people like myself who are inspired by their imagination and their dreams. It begins with you. A ver, una pregunta. Esta meta que vas a poner, del modo que la que llegas a esa meta puede ser muy diferente, como ya dije, ¿verdad? Entonces, ¿qué te inspira? Si eres tú el tipo de mujer que te inspira tu imaginación y tus sueños, entonces this first way is the way for you. It begins with a broad and vibrant vision of your future. If you close your eyes and just imagine what it would be like to already have achieved your goals. Oh my goodness, I get chills just kind of getting excited about that. You see, I've always been a visionary since I was a kid, and when I visualize things, I get so inspired, but I want you to go with me. Ven conmigo. Picture yourself in a scenario where you've achieved your greatest ambitions. What does it look like? Answer these questions. What does it look like? Does it look like a new house? Does it look like a new car driving up? Does it look like a driver driving your new car up the driveway into your 5-car garage, whatever it is? Or maybe you just are not that way. Maybe you're just happy with a beautiful dog running up to you and just hugging. Dog hugs are the best, right? But what does it look like? Bring in the feelings of what's it going to look like? What's it going to feel like once you see it? And perhaps seeing your brand on a global platform. Maybe you're standing on a stage and speaking, or maybe you're impacting your community in profound ways, right? Now let's reverse engineer this vision. I want you to come with me. Let's go backwards. Let's put it into reverse, ¿verdad? Break down these monumental dreams into smaller, achievable targets. You just created your movie in your head, right? Now you're going to take that movie and create smaller, achievable targets. So you're going to come and you're going to set monthly or quarterly goals that can act as stepping stones toward that larger vision, that vision you just created in your head, right? From that vision, start to set little goals, right? And so then that takes you to the bigger vision. This approach balances the grandeur of your dreaming big with the practicality of actionable steps. That is so important, right? So for example, let's say you want to be a forensic scientist, or let's say you want to let's say you want to put your product or service into Walmart. Now here it is. When I was in college, I was working for an import-export company. And I remember when they told me, we want to take these blankets into the Walmarts. So there's research that needs to be done, right? So step number 1 was finding out who were the buyers for the housewares company, right? And so that's research. So maybe your first step would be find out who the buyers are. Okay, that is a one little step that gets you to that bigger vision that you just created and felt so good about, right? So that's how you break it down as you had that vision. Cuando tú tuviste la visión, esa visión grande que tuviste, nos vamos a regresar, vamos a ponerlo en reversa poquito y vamos a hacer de esa visión pasitos chiquitos para llegar a la visión grande. Y como di el ejemplo en inglés, vamos a suponer que tú tienes cobijas, cobertores que quieres llegar a Walmart. Pues antes de que sea el paso que necesitas antes de que lleguen allí es de buscar quiénes son los compradores del departamento donde tú quieres poner tus cobertores, ¿verdad? Entonces allí ponemos ese pasito. So once you realize that you can take that big vision that you've just created and create little steps, and you do the little steps, you're going to be able to make it happen. All right, that was approach number 1. Approach number 2, second approach. This is about the systematic strategist. If you're someone who loves details and organization, this method, the systematic strategist method, will probably resonate with you because it's about creating a clear, detailed map to your ultimate goal. Sorry for that clap, guys. There was a little bug flying around. So I had to make sure I got it out of my face because if you're watching me on the Coach Marti Angel YouTube channel, you probably saw that my eyes went in. So anyway, back to the goal, the ultimate goal. So we start by identifying your main objective. What is the specific achievement you're aiming for this year? For me, the specific achievement that I'm aiming for one of my goals is to actually create, edit, and publish a journal a month. You know, the Boss Lady, Latina Boss Lady journals that you can find on Amazon. I'm creating one of those every month. This month, I'm doing something really fun. Like it's called the journal, it's called different people call it different. I call it a tear up journal, but some people call it different things. Anyway, so what is the specific achievement that you're aiming for? So me, at the end of the year, 12 new books up on Amazon, right? And that's the specific achievement that I'm aiming for this year. Once I have that, now I'm going to list the steps I need to get there. So each step needs to be clear, needs to be measurable, and time bound. That's where your SMART goals come in. So for me, it's setting specific goals like on Monday, I started to create the interior of the book on Canva. And there's 120 pages and something different on every page. So the way that I broke it down is that the first Monday, I actually created the interior 120 pages design, and now I'm actually inputting the directions into every page. I'm going for doing 70 pages every Monday, so that on the last Monday of this month, it will be uploaded and it will be placed in their hands so that they can actually review it. So that is very clear, measurable, and time bound, because at the end of January, it will be up, right? Clear steps. But for instance, if your goal is to increase your customer base, you need to set specific targets for customer engagement and for marketing strategies and sales figures. I know it might seem overwhelming, but if you use a project management tool to track your progress and adjust your strategies as needed, mujer, vas a ser una chingona, right? So that's what's really, really important, is you need to make sure that you're checking. Am I hitting my goals? And if not, it's okay. You know, sometimes we don't want to set goals because we think, yikes, what if, we get overwhelmed, because it's like, oh my gosh, you will continue to get overwhelmed until you break it down. We got to break it down. You didn't just jump in the car and learn to drive. First, you learned to turn on the car. You learned where the gas pedal was. You learned where the brake pedal was. And then you learned that, okay, practiced, at least for me, I put my foot on the gas without moving it. Then, I maneuvered my foot back and forth so I knew what it was going to feel like, so that I could feel, without looking at my feet, what it was going to feel like. So That's what's important, is to break it down and then systematically say, okay, I screwed it up yesterday. Well, that's okay. Let's do it again today a different way, right? But incrementally always be looking, and did I do it? Did I actually do it? And give yourself grace, because life happens to all of us. Siempre nos llega la vida. La vida nos cae del cielo, como decimos. La vida nos cae del cielo. Así es que te tienes que tener gracia contigo misma, ¿verdad? No te empieces a enojar contigo misma porque no llegaste, no hiciste, no. Total, tienes que saber dejar que las cosas te lleguen y no preocuparte porque no se hicieron al momento que tú dijiste, ¿verdad? So it's so important for you to be able to give yourself grace. I cannot stress that enough, because that's one of my biggest downfalls. I do not give myself grace, right? I look at myself and I think, oh my God, you're so old. I look at myself and I think, oh my God, your wrinkles are showing. I look at myself and I say, oh my God, if I would have done this better. And we can't live in the world in the puddles of regret, because the puddles of regret are so big that you can actually you might be able to drown inside them. So let it go. Let it go and give yourself grace. Okay, so now you've gotten 2 different ways to set goals, because you need to know what kind of person you are, right? What kind of a goal setter you are, what kind of an entrepreneur. I created a quiz to find out what kind of entrepreneur you are. If you haven't taken the quiz, go to www.martiangel.com and take the entrepreneurial quiz so that you can actually see what kind of entrepreneur you are. And that way you have a cheat sheet for how you should do things that are going to be best for you. All right? Okay, so let's talk about the third approach. The third approach is the intuitive innovator. This approach is for those guided by instinct and passion. Now, mind you, when I say these things, you can be a combination of everything. This doesn't mean that you're exclusively this or exclusively that, right? But this third approach, the intuitive innovator, this approach is for those that are guided by by your instinct and your passion. So here, goal setting is much more fluid, aligning with your inner values and feelings. You have to start with knowing your values. So many people are like, well, I know my values. I think I know my values, but values are critical to who you serve. You've got to know who your values are. Like for me, the number one value is integrity. So when people challenge my integrity, that throws me off kilter, right? Tienes que saber en este método tercero, tienes que saber cuáles son tus valores. Tienes que reconocer tus valores. Por ejemplo, la integridad para mí es mi número 1, es el número 1. Esa es integridad, que tú vas a hacer lo que tú dijiste, that you're going to do what you told me you were going to do. I base myself on I hang myself on your words. I believe that people should be, people of their word. So how do you get there? Well, how do you know your values? Well, start by reflecting on what truly matters to you inside your business as well as outside your business. It is so critically important that you know what matters to you. For me, loyalty, trust, that is all built into integrity, right? And so important, integrity. Next, timeliness for me, right? If you say you're going to be here at 3 o'clock, I will be either there at 2:55 or 3 o'clock the latest. That to me is critical. That has to do with, so everything ties into your main big objective or your main big core value, which for me is integrity. Because if you aren't integritous, then why are you telling me that you're going to be there and you're not there? Right? So start by reflecting on what truly matters to you and your business. What core values drive you? And let these core values be the guiding light, the foundation of your goals. And for this, now I know some of you are saying, well, I do everything on the computer, I do everything on my phone, but when you write in a journal, the physical exercise of the connection between the actually moving your hand on a piece of paper, that connection from that finger all the way to your brain is what's important. It's not about what you want to achieve, but why is it important to you? Write it in your journal. Take 5 minutes to write it in your journal. Not just about what you want to achieve, but why is it important? I do this outside when I walk around because every 55 minutes I get up and walk around. So as I'm walking around, I say, okay, I am worthy. I am successful. I want to create and, $20,000 a month. And then I'll play the advocate and I'll say, why, Marty? Why? Because I'm worthy of it. Why? Because I really want to achieve it. Why? Because it's going to make me feel good. Why? Because it's going to allow me to reach more people and empower more people. Why? And you just keep asking yourself, I call it the 2-year-old method, right? Because when you were 2 years old, everything that was told you, why? So when you're writing in your journal, it's not just about what you want to achieve, but really critical, why is it important to you? Why? ¿Por qué? Es importante que escribas. El hecho de escribir físicamente en un journal es muy importante para lo que tienes aquí en la cabecita. So, escribe lo que es importante y no nada más lo que es importante para ti, pero escribe por qué. ¿Por qué? ¿Por qué quieres ganarte los $20,000 al mes? ¿Por qué? Porque me va a ayudar a poder pagar mis biles. ¿Y por qué? Porque cuando pague mis biles me voy a sentir mejor. ¿Y por qué? Porque esos $20,000 me van a ayudar a ayudar a más gente. ¿Por qué? Y sigues así, sigues en esa rutina. Pero escríbelo. Estamos escribiendo todo esto porque es importante para ti. ¿Y por qué? You know, the truth of the matter is that this method is about being flexible. It's about allowing your intuition to guide your decision-making process. It's less about stringent deadlines and more about ensuring your business journey and is it in harmony with your personal values. Once again, you must revisit your values. Revisit your values. There could be situations, circumstances that happen in your life that will change your values. So yes, do I need to revisit? People ask me all the time, Coach, do I need to revisit my values again? Yes. Yes, absolutely yes. If nothing's changed, your values can be the same. If something happened, your values can change. The beauty about this is that change is a given, right? So I hope that you're finding your way through these three methods and know that there is not one method for everybody, because if so, we would all be using just one method. And to me, that would be like the most boringest thing in the world, that because everybody's the same. Si nada más hay una manera, un método de que todas nuestras metas llegaran, entonces, ay no, qué aburrido, ¿no? Qué aburrido. So really, it's important to get into harmony with your personal values. Harmonize your personal values, right? Now, amigas chulas hermosas, each of these approaches that I have shared with you, all three of them, have their own merits. As I said before, here comes the educator in me, right? Summarizing what I talked about, summarizing my lecture. The visionary dreamer, if that's you, remember that the visionary dreamer allows you to think big and to chart a course for spectacular achievements. Number 2, the systematic strategist. It helps you create a clear, actionable plan that can be methodically followed. If you are one of those that needs a plan, step 1, step 2, or linear thinker, and need to be methodically following the steps, then, create a clear, actionable plan that works for you. That's so important for you. And number 3, if you're the intuitive innovator that is driven by your passion, ensure that your goals resonate with your personal values and that your personal values resonate with your instincts. It's so important. Each one of these has a little bit more personal touch that's very different from the other, but you have to find what is it about you that you resonate with either one of these 3 ways in order to be able to create your goals. Now let's talk about integrating these methods into your daily routine. I kind of did that earlier, but remember, it's not just about setting goals at the start of the year. It's about consistently revisiting and realigning them. Because regular reflection and adjustment are key to gaining those goals. You'd be surprised. If you don't look at them often, you're not going to remember them. So we need to keep on putting them inside our brain. So regular reflection and adjustment are key. Even if it's a weekly check-in with yourself or maybe just a monthly planning session with yourself, make goal setting a living, breathing part of your entrepreneurial journey. Es muy importante que acuerden que tienen que revisar esas metas. Si lo van a hacer, lo hacen diario. A veces lo pueden hacer mensualmente, pero la revisión de nuestras metas es muy clave a el éxito de nuestro negocio. So remember, mujerpreneurs, the way that you set goals should be as unique as your business journey. Don't look at everybody else and go, oh my gosh, I have to set a SMART goal. They said specific. They said, yes, it's okay. But if that method doesn't resonate with you, then can it, my friend? Can it? No hagas algo, no empieces a poner metas con métodos que todo mundo dice que tienes que hacer si no lo sientes. Tienes que sentir que ese método que estás usando es algo que tú lo vas a hacer, que lo vas a abrazar, que lo vas a hacer tuyo. It's about embracing a method that empowers you. ¿Cuál es el método que te empodera a ti? What method aligns with your vision? What method keeps you driven toward your success? Those are key. So, mujeres chulas hermosas, as I wrap up today's episode, let me invite you to reflect on all 3 of these approaches. I would love for you to reach out and tell me, Marti, I tried this, or Marti, I tried that, and it didn't resonate, or it did resonate, or thanks, I'm going to combine all these 3, or whatever it is. Experiment with them, combine them, and find what works best for you. Because at the end of the day, you're the one that works for you. Your path to success, amigas chulas, hermosas, tu plan de éxito es tuyo, únicamente tuyo. It's uniquely yours. Your path is uniquely yours. El camino de llegar al éxito es únicamente tuyo. And your goals should reflect your uniqueness. You see, that's the one thing that I think we're missing. That we set goals, but they don't reflect our uniqueness. And for that, my friends, we need to make sure that our goals reflect our uniqueness. Well, hermosas, chulas, I hope that you found value in today's episode. I am here, Marti Angel, your coach, your Latina biz coach, your host to the Mujer de Éxito Unbounded, and I am here to always give you tips and tricks to rock six figures, because I think there's not enough of us Latinas creating six figures. So hasta la próxima. Until the next time, keep dreaming, keep strategizing, and keep intuiting your way to success. No te dejes llevar por tus pensamientos negativos. Hasta la próxima, sigue soñando, sigue haciendo estrategias, sigue tu intuición hasta llegar al éxito. This is your host for the Mujer de Éxito, Marti Angel, Mujer de Éxito Unbounded podcast, Marti Angel. Gracias por estar aquí. I am so incredibly grateful for each and every one of you. Again, this is Marti Angel encouraging you to set goals that resonate with your spirit and with your ambition. Hasta la próxima. Besitos y abrazos a todos. Have a great one. Namaste.